Good afternoon. This is Leon from Sicily, Italy, the southernmost tip of the country. Nearly, I'm in the south of the island. What a beautiful place to be. It happens to be my birthday, and I decided to celebrate my birthday by booking a trip by myself to this island where I've never been before. Right now you see the view over the city of Modica, and what a view it is. You can see that spring has already started here in Italy. The fields are full of flowers. Everything is green already, and it is a beautiful place to spend my birthday. So, and what I wanted to speak to you about is that some people will tell you what you should or should not do, and from my own experience I'm going to tell you that you should do whatever you want, and especially when you're making choices that are going to affect your life, such as moving to another country, traveling abroad, going where people tell you shouldn't go. And in terms of that, I can only speak of my own experience, because that's eventually all that I have. And let me start from the beginning. In 2011, 2012, I was still in university and wanted to do an internship, but it had to be abroad, at least that's what I wanted. And I wanted it to be in another country where not many people would go. And it happens to be that I had always been interested in Romania, which is a fascinating country. If you do a bit of research, you'll find that Romania is just a beautiful country. Well, so are many other countries, but that's another subject. About Romania, I went to do my internship there. But why? Most people would ask. It's exactly what I did ask, because Romania doesn't have the best image in Europe. Apart from that, most other people outside Europe probably don't know a lot about it either, unless they've been there or have an interest themselves. So I want to go to Romania. Just sharing the view with you, and we'll take a picture while I'm here. It's beautiful with the sunset. So about Romania, I wanted to do my internship there, had to arrange everything myself, and so I did. Contacted companies, a lot of them didn't respond, so I had little courage to go anymore, and was almost thinking to choose another country where it would be less or more convenient. I don't know, Italy, Spain, don't know if it's more convenient, but for sure the tourism industry, which I studied, is more accessible than in Romania. But I kept pushing, contacted tour operators, can I do my internship with you, travel agencies, can I work for you, just for 3 months in summer, I can research whatever you like. Eventually one company replied, it was Albatross Travel in Bucharest, with a small office with 5 to 10 people, I believe. They had interest and had some subjects I could research. Filled out all the documents, registered the company with the school because they have to know where you go. And so I went to Romania, but there was a lot of resistance from basically everyone I told I would go to Romania. They said it's a poor country, the poorest in Europe, which is not, but whatever, who cares? It's dangerous, you're gonna get killed, you're gonna get robbed. They don't have good food, it's corrupt. No matter if that's true or not. Basically, I was told I wasn't gonna have a good time, and it got so much to me that it sounded like nonsense. I mean, eventually, when I did do my research and I found it was a safe country, I was told that it's safe by people who actually went there. All I could do was just disregard whatever people told me, and I went. What I learned from that is that I shouldn't listen to people who haven't been to a place, because obviously they do not know more than I when I've done my research. Just gonna pause here for a while. And so I went to Romania, had the best time of my life, and when I came back to school and I said I had the best time of my life, still there were a lot of people who couldn't believe that I went there. Or they would have said, why didn't you go to another country? Is it really that good? What is there? What brings you there? Still, they couldn't just believe that I had a good time. Well, some people did, of course, and they appreciated the fact that I went to a place that's unknown to many. And the second time was when I went to Bulgaria. Quite a lot of resistance, or people that said, why would you move there? Because it was just for an internship, it was actually living there. And that was a bit strange as well. I mean, by now it's a European country, it has been for 11 years. Speaking about the Union, of course. Why would you go there? What's there to do? It's poor. It's, well, the same reasons as why you shouldn't go to Romania. And eventually I went, and I'm currently having the best time of my life. And it showed me that again, if I listen to people and I stay home, nothing's really gonna happen. For sure I'm not having the best time of my life. It's will end up being kind of boring, and I would end up with the regret of not doing what I wanted. So in Bulgaria I am having the best time of my life, together with Romania. And it's because I'm traveling all the time. I have a good job, steady salary, good life, filled with good connections, lots of opportunities, chances to explore the world. So again, I listened to my own intuition and went. Then the third time was Sicily, where I am now. I was told by nearly everyone, I said I went to Sicily, that the island is filled with trash, there's a lot of mafia, which no doubt has an effect on the island, but not really on the tourism industry, at least not on you as a visitor. I was told it would be unsafe, there would be nothing to see, people will rip you off. And again, these were people who had never been to the island, just probably watch Fox News, I don't know where they get their information. But you can judge for yourself. This is Sicily, Modica. Ancient and beautiful city. And literally there is no trash here. To be completely fair with you, I've seen some, but not more than I would in any other place. In fact, it's quite clean here. Don't see any cigarettes, don't see any chewing gum. So again, that's a myth busted. And obviously, maybe if we get to some parts, there's a lot of trash. But what I do now is again follow my intuition, just walk some random trails around the town, and it is so beautiful. And I had my doubts coming here, because also I was told that the refugee crisis has a big influence on the country, perhaps it does in the cities. People make me feel a bit hesitant about that. And there's not been said a single positive word about Sicily when I said I would go here. And until now my trip has been fantastic. It is just so beautiful. I can't believe that I'm walking surrounded by hundreds and thousands of years of history, churches, there's Roman baths, there is mythology, there is some amazing wine, the people are kind. I have not had any negative experience so far, and I doubt that I will. Again, I followed my own intuition, did listen too much to people. What I did do is my own research, and that's what it comes down to. I got off the tourist trail a bit. Instead of going to the castle above the town, I did a walk through some country roads, because I don't generally like to pay entrance fees. I like to find some new places where normally people would pass by, just see where the people live, look around. It's what I love doing. It ended up being fantastic. Again, listen to yourself and don't rely on the advice of others. Especially don't rely on the advice of people who haven't been anywhere or who haven't walked on a path you are going to tread, because it's not worth it. Your life is too short to just be listening to some people who are afraid to do things themselves. Because often when people give you advice or life advice, well, it's generally well meant. It comes from people who are full of doubt themselves and would only wish they had the courage to go places you went or take the steps you make, because you can do a lot when you're young and you have a bit of courage. And don't disregard the advice completely. When people say something's unsafe, do your research. Listen to people who have been there. Check out the internet. It's full of advice from people who can give you some more courage to go to a place, especially when it is not unsafe, as many people say. So yes, little fly got into my eye. Do whatever you want. Be safe. The world is in general a safe place for a traveler, a cautious traveler. Use common sense, and that's all that you need. Life's too short to waste it at home and just wishing you had gone somewhere when you end up being old. You don't have the ability or the time to go anymore. Go, spread your wings, get out of the safe harbor, and eventually you'll be the one giving advice to people who follow your footsteps, such as your children or other travelers, fellow students, whoever it may be. And everyone appreciates the advice of a good storyteller, a well-traveled person, someone who knows what they're talking about, and who's actually had the nerve to go somewhere people say you shouldn't go. Another view over the town. So, that's what it comes down to. I have no idea where I'm going now, but at least half an hour before the sun goes down. And you can see how quiet and peaceful it is here. Another thing I can tell you is, when you're going to travel, stop following the news. Do check what your government tells you about a certain place. Follow the travel advice. and then compare that with experiences of travelers who recently went somewhere, because the government travel advice can tend to be a bit exaggerated. Not necessarily, but keep it in mind that it could be. And don't follow the news, because it gets you scared. It's made to make you scared. I don't know what the purpose is, but scary news sells. I've stopped following the news a few months ago, and my heart feels so much lighter. Not carrying the burden of the pain of the world anymore. Because that's what's in the news. It's never positive. I mean, yeah, there's terror attacks, there's a lot of murder, a lot of crime, a lot of death. And I decided I don't want it to cloud my days anymore. And I do care about the trouble in the world, which wouldn't exist. I would trade my soul for it not to exist. But I can't change it. At least not all of it. I can only change it by setting a good example myself. And that's by going out into the world, spreading positivity, and showing other people what it's really like out there. That's what I'm doing. And if you do stop following the news, you can travel as if terrorism didn't exist. Because it nearly doesn't exist. You don't go through your days thinking of the risk of slipping in your bathtub and busting your head, breaking your skull. You don't think about it, but the chance of it is bigger. So you can travel as if terrorism doesn't exist. Really, the chance is so small. It's smaller than being bitten by a shark when you go swim anywhere in the world. It is nearly non-existent. Doesn't mean we should ignore the problem, but it's not the average traveler's concern. With normal necessary precautions, you can travel as if it doesn't exist, and there's not a single need to worry about it. Do be cautious, do look around, and that's all you can do. Go live life, because it's too short to sit around in pity. That's all I wanted to share about you guys. I think I said the same, rephrasing it at least 5 times, so that's what I'm going to let you go with. I wish you a really good evening. Have a last look on the beautiful town of Modica, and I'll see you next time. All the best.